Ayo Review family, keep it high, keep it tight. It's Jay Morris, a review guy, back again to bring you another video. And in this one, I'm going to be doing an album review for Rainier Fog by Alice in Chains. So Alice in Chains, the very infamous grunge and alternative metal band that came out of the 1990s. This is their 6th studio album and the follow-up to their 2013 album, The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. And Alice in Chains, they've been around quite a while. They've been around the block. But they've only had 6 albums, and that is because they've had some lineup changes, and they like putting a bit of time gaps in between projects. So this is their 6th album, and right off the bat, when you hear the first track, the one you know, it starts off with this very noisy type of alternative metal riff, and that's something about Alice in Chains on this album, is that through these 53 minutes, now right off the bat, 53 minutes and a lot of long songs, this is an extremely sludge metal type of influenced album. There's a lot of sludgy guitar riffs, very fuzzy type of guitar riffs, and the drums are very loud and pummeling. It has a lot of sludge, and it has a lot of doom in the musicianship. And this isn't something that's unfamiliar to Alice in Chains, because they have experimented and dabbled in this kind of low-tuned alternative style, and that is no doubt in part thanks to their grunge roots when they were up against a lot of other big grunge bands that were out in the 1990s. Nirvana comes to mind, like, they're probably the biggest, but they're you got like Soundgarden and Mother Love Bone and Stone Temple Pilots, just a lot of these grunge bands that were doing this very down-tuned alternative type of radio metal, and it was popular at the time, but nowadays it really seems like Alice in Chains is trying to evolve their sound, and they're really trying to add in some more elements that are interesting, and on part I think that they do succeed, but in the end it's not to the point to where it is super just like you're not going to know what any of this music is. It's still very Alice in Chains. If you are a fan of their previous music, you're probably going to like this album quite a bit. And if you want to hear Alice in Chains with a bit more kind of almost like noise core influence, I guess you could put it, there's kind of a lot of noise and doom and sludge that's worked into their alternative metal. And through these 10 tracks, 53 minutes long of material, these are very long songs, played with very low tempo most of the time, very doomy, very just low, and just kind of almost like sometimes reaches almost a Nine Inch Nails type of just empty, gloomy type of sound to it, but in such a way that Alice in Chains is playing to their strength. And I have to say that Jerry and William do really good dual vocal duty. I think that both of them kind of complement each other, and they work well, and for getting older, I believe, if I remember correctly, both of them are like in their 50s. They're doing very good. They're doing a very good job of just keeping up the original Alice in Chains sound, and overall, I don't think Alice in Chains is necessarily trying to reinvent the wheel. I think that they play to their strengths, they know why people like them, and they know what they're good at, so they stick to that for the most part, and that's not even a bad thing. This album is just an overall good Alice in Chains album. It's not their best material. It's not their best album. It doesn't have their best songs, in my opinion. But it's still a really good alternative metal kind of sludgy type of sound. And if you are looking for kind of a not just post-grunge band, but pretty much one of the grunge bands, and what their sounds become as they've diverged from their style, but still kept some of those ticks. If you are maybe a fan of 90s grunge music, definitely check this album out, because I highly recommend it. I'm going to be giving it a 7 out of 10, because while it is a good album with a lot of good material, it's not necessarily anything that we haven't heard before. It's definitely Alice in Chains, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because they're trying to stick to what works, and it works out good for them. So I want to hear what you guys think of this album, as usual, so post in the comments below what you thought. Like, comment, subscribe, it helps me out a lot, and I'll talk to you guys next time. But my name is Jay Morris, a review guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.